Hello students and welcome back to the video lecture series of software engineering. Today's topic is activity and state diagram. I am your instructor Shruti Rawal. Let us start with the first diagram, that is activity diagram. Now what do you mean by activity diagram? Activity diagram basically is a graphical representation of the flow of interaction within a specific scenario. So if you have a specific scenario in which you want to see what are the flow of interaction, or you can say what is the sequence of activities that are being performed one after the another, you can go for activity diagram. Now let us study what are the different symbols used in activity diagram. So these are the symbols. Let us study one by one. The first is start symbol. So whenever you are starting an activity diagram, you need to write this symbol, that is you are indicating that this is the start of this scenario. Okay, and after this start symbol you are actually going for the sequence of activities. The next is the symbol for activity itself. So whenever you are depicting an activity, you have to depict it in this symbol. The next is connector, because we want to show the flow of activity, that is from one activity we are jumping on to another activity. So there must be some sort of connection between these two activity. So this arrow is used as a connector for two activities. The next is join symbol. Now in any scenario there are some activities which may be performed parallelly, right? It does not mean that they should be performed parallelly. It means that these are the activities which are not dependent on each other, right? So they are individual activities which can be performed at the same time. They are not dependent on each other, that is they are not sequential. So if you want to show that these are the activities which are parallel, they are not dependent on each other to be completed, then you can go for fork and join. So fork is basically to separate the activities into parallel activities, whereas join is when your parallel activities depiction is completed and you want to say that after completion of these activities, this is the next activity which should be performed in sequence. Then you have to join those activities, right? So these are the two symbols for parallel and sequence, that is fork and join. And the next symbol is for decision. So whenever you want to show condition, that it means if you are jumping from one activity into another, but there are some conditions involved, that is there is an if condition involved, you can go for this decision symbol. This decision symbol you also have studied in flowchart. Flowchart is somewhat similar to activity diagram. Some of the symbols are similar, some of the symbols are different, right? Now this is a basic activity diagram that we are going to study as an example. This is just an order placement activity diagram. So here you can see the first symbol is the start symbol. So this indicates that my activity scenario is getting started. After that I have an arrow symbol. It indicates that I am going to connect it with some activity. So the next symbol is for activity, and the actual activity description has to be written inside the activity symbol. So the first activity in my specific scenario is receiving the order, right? So I have told you that order placement is the scenario that we are going to depict in this example. So the first activity in my scenario is receive order. Now after receivement of order, there are two activities which can be done and which are not dependent on each other: send invoice and fill order. Now fill order again has a decision to be taken, that whether your order should be overnight delivery or it should be regular one, right? So there is a decision symbol which is involved in that. After the decision is completed, you are completing this scenario, right? And similarly for this activity, that is sending the invoice, the next sequential activity which is to be performed is receive payment, right? So this receive payment is in sequence after you are getting the bill of the order. And after receive payment, the receive payment and these particular activity are joined via a join symbol, and the last symbol is for the end of my scenario. So this is a very small activity diagram which you have written for the order placement. Now let us see another activity diagram. This is another example for activity diagram. So you know that there is normally a functionality for creating a new password, right? So we have developed an activity diagram for that scenario. So let us see, the first symbol again is the start symbol. We have an arrow for connection to the activity. The next is the activity itself. The first activity is click email me button, right? So we are clicking an email me button. So there is a button which has to be clicked. After that clicking of the button, you will have a text box in which you have to enter the email ID, right? So you are entering the email ID. After entering the email ID, there is a decision to be taken by the system that whether this email ID is correct or not. If it is not correct, you are again prompted to enter correct email ID. If it is correct, right, then you will have a system generated new password, right? So system will generate a new password, system will encrypt that password, system will send it via the email, and that new encrypted password will be stored in your database, and that is the whole scenario of password creation, and that comes to an end. This scenario comes to an end, right? So this was another example of activity diagram for creation of new password. Now there is a variation in activity diagram which is known as swim lane diagram. Now swim lane diagram is also a type of activity diagram with the variation that you are specifying the objects, or you can say the users which are performing which activity, right? So the activity and users are matched in this swim lane diagram. So here you can see that again the same activity diagram has been taken, that is generation of new password, but here we have done the classification of which activity is performed by which actor or object, right? So the first activity was click email button, that has to be performed by the user, right? So it is here it is written admin it means the practitioner. The next is enter email ID. This activity is also performed by this user. Now after entering email ID, what is to be done? The next is decision is to be taken. Now this decision or condition is actually performed by the controller, that is your inbuilt logic of your system. So here we have taken controller as our actor because this activity is performed internally in the logic of the controller. So valid email ID, system generated new password, encrypts the password and send the email. This all is done by the controller, and the storing of your you can say password in the database is done in the admin manager, right? So swim lane is nothing but it is an activity diagram with the variation in which you classify what activity is done by which user, right? So this was all about activity diagram. The next diagram that we are going to study is state diagram. Now state diagram is a type of behavioral diagram, and it represents the behavior using finite state transitions, right? So we have specific states in our project. We are depicting the states via state diagram. State diagram is also referred as state machines or state chart diagram. Now let us study what are the different symbols of state diagram. The first one is initial state. Now the activity diagram symbol and state diagram symbols are somewhat similar, but the methodology of activity as well as state is different. The motive of state diagram as well as activity is different. Students get confused between activity diagram as well as state diagram. State diagram is a static diagram. It is not depicting the dynamicity of your system, whereas activity is something which is dynamic, right? Both are depicting the behavior, but one is depicting the dynamic behavior, whereas state diagram is depicting the static behavior of the objects, right? So you have different states and you are transiting from one state to another via trigger of an event or action, right? So that is what state diagram is all about. You cannot write an activity inside the symbol of state. So the next symbol after initial state is, next symbol is the state symbol. So whenever you are writing the state inside this symbol, that should be a noun, it should not be a verb. It means this is a static diagram which is depicting the behavior of the system. You are not supposed to write down the activity in this state symbol, you are supposed to write down the current state of the object, right? The next is transition symbol. Transition symbol is similar to the symbol of transition in activity diagram. So in activity diagram, if you recall, you were transiting via arrow, right? Similarly here also the symbol is same. If you want to transit from one state to another, you are using this symbol, that is arrow. But the main thing in a state diagram is that you have to name this transition. So there should be an action related to this transition. If you are jumping from one state to another, that is, if there is a transition that is being occurred, then there should be some action which is triggering this transition. So transition must be named, it cannot be unnamed arrow. And this is again the similar symbol, final state symbol. Okay, now let us see example of state diagram. So here you can see this is a simple example of chess game, right? So this is a start symbol, you can see over here. Then you have this state, that is white's turn. So you have a state in which white is having the turn. Now if the white moves, it means that is one activity which is being performed, that is an action. If the white is moving, so the state from white turns, transit or jumps to black's turn. Okay, so this is a state transition which is occurring because of some activity or action. Again, when black is performing the move, right? So that is an action which is performed, black move. Again the transition of state from black's turn is going to white's turn. So this is a loop which is being executed until when, so there are conditions. If there is a white turn, if you are in this state and if the action that is occurring is checkmate, then it means that black wins. If there is a white's turn and if there is stalemate, then the state in which you are jumping is draw. Similarly, if it is black's turn state and if you are having stalemate, again you are having a draw state. And if it black's turn and there is a checkmate, then it means white is winning, right? So these are the final states. So you may see over here that state diagram can have multiple final state. It is not necessary that there is a single final state, right? Because you can jump from one state to another via one action. Also you have different state in which you can jump from that state to another state, right? So there may be multiple final state. It is not necessary to have only one final state. Now this is also a different kind of state diagram which has somewhat more symbols in a particular state. Let us see. So again you have a start symbol. Now this is about the hotel inquiry and hotel room inquiry, check-in and check-out. That is the state we are talking about. So the first state, make inquiry. Inside the state you can see that above in the top most portion of the state symbol you are writing the state name, whereas there is a horizontal line over here, for example this line, and after this line you are writing some of the statement. This is also a variation in state diagram wherein you can write the state name, you can separate it via horizontal line, and you can write some of the activities, or you can say the do condition, entry conditions and exit conditions. These are the conditions and activities related to that conditions. For example, if you are in the first make inquiry state, what are the things that you will perform while you are in that particular state? That things which you perform while you are in the current state is to be written in do, right? So do slash whatever activities you are going to perform. So whenever you are in the make inquiry state, what are you going to do? You are going to do these activities, that is request for room and check room availability. That are the two activities. Now if you want to depict in this particular state what is the exit condition, it means when will I go out from this state then you can write it via this, that is exit, and whatever exit activity is performed, that is room available, not available. That is exactly the condition that you will write over here, right? Because we know that you will jump from one state to another when you have an exit condition. So it is okay to omit it in the state symbol itself and write it over this symbol, that is your transition symbol, right? The next state is check-in. Now in check-in state also I have two conditions and activities related to that condition. The first is an entry condition, and in entry condition it means that when will you enter this condition. Already we have specified that for this state the arrow emerging from it is an exit condition, whereas for this state the arrow coming towards it is an entry condition, right? So we will enter this state when the room is available, then only we can enter into the check-in state. Also, while you are in the check-in state, what are the activities that will be performed by you? That is, you will actually perform the check-in and book your room, right? Now after this state, there is one state which is dependent, that is order eatables. So if you are in a check-in state, you can order eatables, and inside order eatables again you have two conditions. The first is do condition, that what you will do while you are in this state, you will order from the menu. And what is the exit condition? When you will go out from this condition, you can see there is a self loop, right? So you are seeing the menu, ordering from the menu, seeing the menu, ordering from the menu. So there is a self loop associated with this state. If you want to jump out from this state, you must have an exit condition. That exit condition is your order is placed, right? The next is also from check-in state, if you want to leave, that is the activity or action which is performed, you will jump to the checkout state. In checkout state again you have two conditions, do condition as well as exit condition. In do condition you will have the current activity that you are performing while you are in checkout state, that is you are making the final payment. And exit condition, it means when will you exit from checkout, when all the actions related to checkout are done, you will exit from the checkout state and you are ending the condition, right? Now you may wonder that, ma'am, there is an arrow that is emerging from checkout to end also and from make inquiry to end also. Why? Because if room is available, you can go for check-in and check-out, but from make inquiry, if you get the condition that room is not available, then directly you are going to end, right? You are not going to perform this check-in, check-out. So there are two possible ways from which you can go to this end symbol. Okay, so this is just a variation of our original state diagram, and this was all about activity diagram and state diagram, and this was all about today's lecture. Thank you.